Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today I'm going to do a stitch with me and we're going to have some chats. I'm going to go through your wonderful comments, and as you can see, I've got my Lord of the Rings Realm of Middle-earth map out today. I am setting up here some part threads so I can do another how I do it video. I've done 80 stitches so far. I'm stitching 1 over 1 full cross on some 25 count even weave, and yeah, I'm going to crack on. I'm hoping this is going to be about an hour and a half. If I do run out of comments, we'll just have a nice quiet stitchy time. In the top right hand corner you'll find a couple of videos. There's a how I start and end my threads, and also a video of how I work on even weave and some hints and tips, and also explaining about my gridding process. So if you've not seen those, do go take a look. So I'm going to zoom in, just adjust the camera slightly and zoom in, and we'll get a crack in. Come down you come. No, come on, I want to show the rest of this column. Thank you. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so let's crack on and see what we've got in the comments. But yeah, as ever, before I begin, I'm hoping that everybody's doing well. Filming this, it's Good Friday. It's the start of the Easter 4-day weekend. It's one that us in finance always look forward to. Those bank holidays on Good Friday and Easter Monday equal a 4-day weekend, which of course we love. Having said that, I'm still busy at work. Overtime is still on, and I'm going to be doing some over the weekend, but not too much. I out of those 4 days, I still have 2 full days clear, so I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. Of course, the 4-day weekend gives me a chance to catch up on my YouTube. Also gives me a chance to. I've got 2 model stitches still with me. One is very nearly finished, so I shall be finishing that. So excuse me, I'm a little bit this morning. Yeah, I'll be finishing that model stitch, and I'll be hopefully starting and finishing the other, because it's not terribly big. Hoping for a trip to the coast with the kiddies tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday, Easter Monday. Just to get out for a day to the seaside would be fantastic. But it's weather permitting, because here in the UK we are in quite some inclement weather. The April showers seem to have come early. And also, if you are watching this and intending to join me on my live on Sunday evening, please don't forget, UK clocks go forward on Saturday night. So it'll still be at 7:30, but it'll be BST, British Summer Time, not GMT, as it has been this winter. So yeah, just be mindful of the clocks. I feel a bit chesty today. I've got a bit of a bad chest. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you have a yawn, a stretch, and a good cough. A good cough ain't that good this morning, so there we go. Anyway, so yeah, I've got some lovely comments which I shall be going through and sharing with you. Again, as ever, I've had some fabulous comments and responses to the videos I've put out recently, which, you know, is so heartwarming. It really is. Channel has also reached another milestone. We're now 1,600 subscribers, so 1,600 of you have clicked that button, and you are happy to come and see me week on week, which is amazing. So for all of those who have pressed that button and subscribed, thank you. And if you haven't, why not? It's free. Subscribing to the channel doesn't cost you anything. I think it should be something different to subscribe, but that's just me. Anyway, enough rambling. So, what have I been up to this week? I've had 2 office days this week, Tuesday and Wednesday for a change, because my manager, who doesn't live in the local area, because certainly it used to be that your manager worked in your office with you, but certainly since COVID, there's been a lot more sort of remote working, and my manager actually lives at the other end of the country. But to be fair to her, she does travel up and see us, you know, on a regular basis, and is always available via Zoom or text message or whatever. She's really is very, very good. So Tuesday and Wednesday, she says I'm in Sheffield. I'm like, great, okay, I shall come in those days, which I did, and I rather enjoyed going in. I do apologise if you can hear my stomach growling. It's off again. They had a pizza day, but of course, you know, they all know that I am losing weight. So they very helpfully provided me with a bag of carrot sticks and a Freddo. So, yeah, I got my Freddo. I choose a Freddo over the pizza any day. So that was my working week. And of course, because it's a bank holiday today, the Friday, it's been a 4-day working week, which is lovely. I'm just loving that. It'd be nice if we could have a 4-day week every week. It's not going to happen though, unfortunately. And this weekend it's Easter Sunday, and his children are over this weekend. So we will have those here for a couple of days. And as I said, I'm hopefully to go out on Monday. It's Lauren's birthday next week. So, oh, camera quake. Oh, you know. Lauren's birthday next week, so I have a cake for her. I just need to sort out a gift, which I may do. I might take her shopping tomorrow. She's 15, so she's at the age where money always helps. Money in a bank, or take her shopping, go buy her something. She's not given any indication really of what she wants. So I'm in a bit of a blind spot at the moment, but it'll be fine. Okay, so let's share some of these comments. The first one is from 721 Irish. We had a lovely chat on live on Sunday, and she says, "Hi Nicola, I always forget you're 8 hours ahead," as she's currently in California. It will be 9 hours on Sunday. So yeah, just sort of being mindful of that. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it, when you're in different time zones. Just have a drink. Oh dear. Oh, excuse me. So I then released FlossTube on Tuesday, FlossTube 12. I did realise when I was putting out this week's FlossTube that I'd managed to number them incorrectly, so I've sorted out the numbering. Mrs. Miggins says, hair looks great, because I just had a fresh cut. And she says, sorry you had family problems last week. They seem to turn up every so often, don't they? Yeah, they certainly do. I have my fair share. I don't talk about it much because really it's a very personal thing. But there are, needless to say, there are times when it's more difficult. Sometimes it's more difficult than others, as I'm sure any of you out there with a family will know and understand. Fingers crossed my family are all happy, but I know how quickly things can change. Yeah, it certainly can. Things can change on a sixpence, can't they? It's one of those things. Every day brings new challenges. Some are easy, some are much harder to deal with. It just depends on how you face that challenge, doesn't it? Glad your lady like your cross stitching and you have another arriving soon. Take care. Yeah, I think I have a fan club in my model stitching now. Yeah, she's kind of sort of upped it from sending one to sending two. And it's just nice to know that my work's appreciated more than anything. No. Okay. So again, on the FlossTube, Michelle L says, loving your projects and fabulous haircut. Thank you. Lauren also had a haircut this last week. She had a fringe cut in and some long layers, bouncy blow dry kind of thing. Looks so much older than her 15 years. It was nice to be able to take her and get her hair done. So Sassy Jacks then says, happy birthday, Andy. He had a lovely day. Fabulous haircut, looks good on you. Yeah, I seem to be sort of be, I seem to be going ever so slightly shorter every time. But, you know, I'm happy with it because it's easy to manage, easy to maintain. And, you know, Andy did the typical man thing. He's like, oh, I don't really like short hair on women. But he doesn't seem to mind it because, you know, the shorter the hair is on me, he just doesn't mind. I think he's just come to realise that it actually really suits me. It suits me so much better than the long hair that I had before. I'd always prided myself on my long hair. But, you know, it just sort of got to the point that it was getting harder and harder to look after it properly. And I think it was probably connected with my weight as well. Because doing anything when you're overweight as I was, is exhausting. You know, just climbing a set of stairs is exhausting. You know, standing and washing up used to be exhausting and painful because I'd end up with a bad back. So, you know, the benefits of the weight loss have been phenomenal, really. I just lost another one this week, so I've lost now 5 stone 6, which is 76 pounds. 32.5, I think we worked it out as to go. It's slowing up. I was a bit disappointed this week. I expected more of a loss. I've done extra walking and I've been really good. I mean, I'm usually good anyway, but I've been really good, you know, especially after the pizza in the office. But a pound is a pound still, and it's still a loss, not a gain. Linny Stitches. Hi, Linny. Comments. Lovely haircut. Happy birthday to Andy. Loving all your progress, especially on Maui Princess. Makes me want to get mine out and stitch on her. Happy stitching. Yeah, Maui Princess is lovely. I'm really going to miss when Maui Princess is done. I took her in the office this week and my manager said, oh, I'm going to meet a colleague and go to the canteen. Do you fancy joining us? And I said, that's really nice, but my sort of thing in the office, I'd seen this colleague recently anyway, but my thing in the office is that I like to sort of, you know, go down to the staff seating area and be a bit antisocial, get out my cross stitching and, you know, have my lunch in peace kind of thing. It's just, you know, my routine. And she's like, well, you know, that's fair enough. And I'd sort of, you know, got to almost to finish my lunch hour, and she came down because there's like a coffee machine and what have you there. And she says, oh, I'm coming to have a look at what you're doing. And I got Maui Princess with me, and she was blown away. And she says, I'd never have the patience. I said, you know what? A lot of people say that they'd never have the patience. I know somebody who has got ADHD and cross stitches. So, you know, even if you've got a recognised attention deficit disorder, it doesn't mean that you can't do something like this. And I said to her, look, you're going to WH Smith's and buy a magazine. Magazines have normally got a little kit with them. And that's how this works. You start small with a kit, with something like a keyring or a card swatch or something like that. And once you've done that, then it's that sense of accomplishment. And then you look through the magazine and you see you see the slightly bigger project, and you get started on that. And then you start to have a look online, and you have a look on, oh, I want to send stitching groups on Facebook. And then you find the full coverage stuff, and then you start on them. So, you know, it starts small, and people think that they won't have the patience to do something big. But you actually have. You've got it in you. It's just, you start small, you make that accomplishment, you build up, and you, I'm so sorry. Oh dear, my throat is awful. You build up, and then you accomplish more. And then before you know it, you've got 9 full coverage whips. So I said to her, never say never. She went to, on a flight to Australia just before Christmas. She went on a family trip to Australia to go and visit with family. And I said to her, she said, I don't know what I'm going to do on the plane for all these hours. And I said to her before she went, why don't you take a small cross-stitch kit? You'd probably really enjoy it. The time you'd spend on it make the flight go in a flash. And by the end, you've made something. And I really kind of wish that she'd done that, but, you know, she didn't. But you never know. But she's one of those ladies as well that she says, oh, I want to lose weight. But the problem is that she likes bottomless brunch and going out with friends. And, you know, she's a real chocoholic as well. And, well, you've got to really be in the mindset if you want to lose weight. You can lead a horse to water, as they say. But anyway. Not everybody thinks the same, and I get that. But if anybody's watching this and wants to take up cross-stitch, or, you know, is unsure about how to take the first steps, buy a magazine, get a small kit. Yeah, start small. Such a relaxing hobby. Do you know what? I might actually do that in a video. So you think you want to cross-stitch. She said to me as well this week, a friend of mine's little one has a crochet comfort blanket in the star shape. It's not very big. It's about 12 or so inches wide, and it's coming unravelled. Can you help? I says, well, repairing it might not be a thing, but I can certainly look at making a new one. Oh, perfect. So I've dug out a pattern, and I should be adding that to my crochet collection. Anyway, that was a complete tangent because we were talking about how she was blown away by Maui Princess, and you know, of course, then we got to sort of showing her, you know, the other stuff I got in Pattern Keeper, because I take my tablet with me for Pattern Keeper, and she was like, wow. I'm like, yep, it's an art form. I really do think cross stitch is an art form, but some may disagree. I always say to Andy that it's following a pattern, and it is following a pattern. But, you know, every stitch is individual. No two patterns are the same. No two pieces are the same. You might be following the pattern, but you might put in, I'm wobbling the camera again, I'm so sorry. You might put in a different stitch here and there, which then gives a uniqueness to it. Like, you know, on my Aframov piece, when Gail noticed that I had given one of the stitches a top arm, it makes my piece unique. there are times in this piece that I thought, do you know what, it's just one tiny stitch, I'm just going to use the nearest colour to it. Who's going to notice? There we go. Okay, so back to the comments before we completely lose track. So Sharon Fennell says, hope everything sorts itself out for you. The colours of the wool is beautiful. That's for Hannah's crochet project. I haven't done anything on that this week since Sunday, although I probably will be working on it this Sunday. I love the gecko chart. Looking forward to the unboxing. The colours are stunning. Yeah, those colours look stunning. Yeah, I just loved it. That Roseanne Bell seaside one. The seaside, for anybody who knows me, the seaside is my happy place. Even if it's only for a day, a few hours, if I can sit and look at the sea, walk along, hear the sea, smell the sea. I know sometimes that ain't all that great, is it? You know, if I can be near the sea, I'm a happy person. So when I've stitched that Roseanne Bell, the sea will be with me all the time. Getting ready for them gecko starts. I've said as well that when I do the Year of the Gecko in 2025, instead of working the rest of my stitching time on a nearest to the end, I'm going to switch that up and work it furthest to the end. So I will bring down the estimated finish time on this one on it'll be between this one Night Cafe and Daughter of the Deep. So I'll be trying to bring down, because at the moment I'm leaving those in my will to somebody. I'm going to be 85 when Night Cafe is finished at current rate. Which slightly amuses me. I mean, I'm 49 now, so it's going to take me another 36 years to stitch it. I hope I'm still stitching at 85. Oh, I'm still here at 85. I love my life. I love, you know, I'm almost sort of, you know, too selfish to think about not being here, because I just want to be here forever and stitch. There we go. So Betsy comments again on that floss tube. Your haircut looks great. Your new project is so pretty. I look forward to seeing the unboxing with all those beautiful colours. Hope you have a pleasant week and hope to stitch with everyone on Sunday. So Betsy is one of the regular people who joins my live stream. It's always good to have you, Betsy. But yeah, the colours in that wool is, can't speak. The colours in that wool are lovely, and it's crocheting up so nicely. Okay. Pauline Rowbury on my floss tube says, I ordered a new Gecko Rouge kit last week. Woohoo! Last weekend when they had a special offer. Yeah, some kits had a special offer on them. It's very rare for Gecko Rouge to do any kind of sale. It had some kind of spring offer. I went the whole hog. I got the needle minder and the mystery needle minder. Nice one. Well, as I say, I got a large needle minder with my Roseanne Bell, but I can't recall picking the large needle minder, so that must have been, you know, a picnic problem. You know, problem in the chair, not in the computer. But the large needle minder will, I think I might dig it out for my stitching shelf, because with it being such a large project on a large frame, the small needle minder is easily missed. I mean, the Gecko Rouge kits are such high quality. I'm a strong advocate for them. You know, plenty of thread, plenty of fabric, a needle. The charting is superlative because, I mean, even though we use Pattern Keeper and we can highlight what we're stitching, there's still care taken over the charting in relation to the symbols. You know, like no upwards, downwards, and acrosswards arrows, and you know, that kind of thing. They are very good. Sarah's the same up at Pain Free Crafts. Spends a lot of time on the charts. Make sure that they're just so, because the last thing that you want is like an E and a 3 next to each other, or an upwards arrow and, or a left pointing arrow and a right pointing arrow next to each other. They are just encouraging confusion, aren't they? So but yeah, I'm definitely a strong advocate, and I think it'd be May that I get my voucher. So it won't be long, and I'll be ordering my last order for Year of the Gecko. And then I shall do a big video about it all. Ready to start on January 1st. I'm planning on 12 new starts, all of my Gecko Rouge plus some others. And then we'll do the spinning wheel to pick which new starts that we're having. And I think I will populate the wheel first of all with all the Gecko Rouge kits, so we'll get those started. And then we'll look at starting the other ones that I'm looking at. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Patty Miller, lovely lady. Hi Nicola, man oh man, my princess seemed to have so much to go, and now you're almost done with it. Yeah. Approaching 80%. Such a great stitch. I mean, all of yours do look lovely. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, my princess is approaching 80%, so I'm at current stitch rate, according to Stitch Pal, it's not going to be finished until Christmas Eve. But I'm hoping to bring that forward. Of course, you know, my model stitching does mean that there's a little dint in my stitching. But there we go. I'm sorry you've had a tough week with your family. Hopefully things are improving. Please know we are here if you need to talk. Thank you so much. You've let us know we can reach out to you if we need someone to talk to. So please know I'd be there for you as well. Thank you, Patty. I'm very grateful of that. And I'm sure many of your other viewers would say the same. Here's to better days coming to you all. Thank you so much. That is really appreciated. It's so nice to know that in this community I have such lovely friends. And I know that there are several of you. I have emails from several of you that I can, go and talk to this person or that person, and it's wonderful. It truly is. My cross stitch is my escapism, and probably partially a reason for why I do so many videos is because I need to escape so much, so many times. But in all seriousness, no, it's wonderful to know that I do have the support of this lovely community. So thank you, Patty. Okay. Official Mermaids Cove. I don't know if any of you have seen her channel, but she's doing lots of Cicely Mary Barker's Flower Fairies stamped kits, the vintage kits, and they are really quite beautiful. So if that's the kind of thing you like, do pop over and check out Official Mermaids Cove. I will leave a tag in the description box below if I remember. Only I've got a couple of videos to put out today. So there you go. I haven't crocheted in a while, but I'm going to a fibre festival this weekend. That sounds wonderful. I can imagine I'll be coming home with some yarn, so I better start looking for a project. Yep. I had a bash at Tunisian crochet. Oh, that's going to take some practice. I've no doubt that I could probably do it, but it's going to take practice. Oh, sorry, I'm almost going off the screen now. I have to adjust this camera in a second. In fact, no time like the present, is there? There, that's better. Okay. Rosemary Webber says, looking forward to the unboxing. Love the colours in the yarn. Yep. And I love them too. She was like, when we were in the shop, she was like, oh, it has to be that one. And I was quite decisive when she saw it. So. My lovely Clara, we miss you, Clara, on the lives. I'm sorry you've not been able to make them recently, but I do understand, exactly why, and I know that you catch up when you can. She says, hi Nicola, long time no see. Been having to take care of my mother-in-law since late February, and it's ongoing, playing nurse and taking her to the doctor's appointments, etc. Some days she does better than others, of course, but mostly days where she's in pain and thinks she's having a heart attack. Her blood pressure is high as well. Meds are being changed, it's just lots of work. I'm sorry to hear that she's having such difficulties, Clara, and of course it adds extra on you and your family as well. So do please make sure that you are trying to take some time for yourself. You definitely need to take some time, I think. Stitching has slowed form, but hey ho, that's life sometimes. Hope your week gets better. See you later. Yeah, it is life, isn't it? But it doesn't make it any easier. As I said, do make sure that you are taking care of you, my friend. Squeaky needle. I always have a squeaky needle. Adria, Stitching Budapest. Hi, Adria. Comes up in my comments as user letters and numbers. I love that wool you've chosen. Good progress on the stitching too. Have a good stitchy week. Thank you, Adria. And yeah, if you have a username, pop your name on the end of the comment, so that it makes things easier for me, so I can thank you properly and use your name. Esther, again on my floss tube, says thank you and nice haircut. Thank you, Esther. Love a fresh cut. Okay, Mermaid's. Oh, I did already shout out Mermaid's Cove. So she says on my last stitch with me. I've forgotten about this comment. She says thanks for the shout out and sharing your process for how you stitch on your full coverage designs. Happy stitching. You're very welcome. So yeah, as I said before, Official Mermaid's Cove has got a few projects on the go with the Flower Fairies collection. Excuse me, which I love. Okay. Right, okay, so on my Stitch With Me, which had the last chatty one, which I was working on stitching shelf, Mrs. Miggins comments about when you were talking about your soon-to-be new kitchen. I have an update on that too. She says, when you're talking about your soon-to-be new kitchen, there's an honest young man on on YouTube called Nick Norris. He's working on his house, renovating and extending at present. He did a fantastic video too, where I think he bought 4 or 5 kitchens from different retail outlets, taking into consideration prices, delivery, building up materials. It's fabulous and eye-opening. Well worth a watch before you order your units. Thanks for that, Mrs. M. We don't do DIY in this house. I have no interest in DIY. And I understand there what you're saying, that, you know, yes, there are different ones, but the quote that I've had from my kitchen is very reasonable. And when I've talked to others about it, they've said, wow, that is a very good quote. I have put in the order for the new kitchen, hoping to get work underway in the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks. It'll take a few days. I'm having a new L-shaped kitchen. I'm removing some units and filling in where appliances were with units, so it's slightly rejigged. I am having, at the moment it's like a antique cream, you know, with the accents in sort of, you know, dark bits of painting here and there, so it looks like a country kitchen, sort of shabby chic style, and it's very dated. My kitchen's about 20 plus years, it's at least 20 years old. And I have a terracotta colour tile floor, so I am having pale grey units with a gloss finish, so they're nice and easy to clean. and I am removing the built-in cooker, so I'm having a new standalone cooker. I have an under-counter fridge at the moment, but where I lose the cupboards, I create space for a large fridge freezer. So my under-counter fridge space will become another under-counter cupboard. I'm having a new extractor, and then I'm having, for worktops, I'm having a dark grey granite type pattern worktop. So basically I've got light grey gloss cabinets, terracotta floor tiles and grey work surfaces, which I think will work rather well. And then the kitchen itself, the rest of the walls and things will be painted white, because my kitchen, it runs along the width of the house at the back. I have a small window where my kitchen sink is, and then I have sliding doors in the dining area which leads into the conservatory. And because there's a conservatory on the back of the house, it does make my kitchen area very dark. So even though I've got the dark worktops, the light units and the light paint job will make the kitchen itself lighter and brighter, you know, and a much nicer place to sort of be in. And I'm keeping the tiles on the floor because they are heavy terracotta tiles, and in the summer, when it's very hot in other areas of the house, because of those tiles, the kitchen is actually the coolest place to be. You wouldn't think so, it's a kitchen, you're cooking there. Because of the terracotta tiles on the floor, it makes it the coolest place to be, especially if you're walking in there barefoot. It's lovely and cool. So, and I'm quite fond of the tiles, so I'm keeping them. But yeah, work starts in a couple of weeks. And all being well, it'll be done fairly quickly with a minimum of fuss and disruption. Okay, so back to the comments. Rosemary on my stitching shelf says, many thanks for the tutorial how to stitch on even weave. I've always shied away from it, and now I might give it a try. Yep. Great stuff. You have to let me know how you go on, Rosemary, if you do try, and what project indeed that you try it on. I'm always interested to know what others are stitching. Let's connect and park this thread. Sorry, I know it's off the screen. Hoping to get this parking video done today, you see, so when you've got one of these here bank holiday days, you take advantage. Okay. All right, so next one is Sandy. And she says, your haircut looks great and it really suits you shorter. Great live as always on Sunday. I really enjoy these lives. Can't wait to see your crochet, lovely colours. Please feel that the model stitching will continue. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. Thank you, Sandy. And I love doing the lives. As much as you enjoy watching them and participating in them, I love doing them. So, you know, I have no plans to stop doing the lives. Especially when, you know, we've had times where we've neared 50 people. You know, we've had over 40, you know, a large number over 40 a few times, and it's just fantastic. Yes, some people would sort of dip in and out, which is fine. Some people stay for the whole live, which is fine. And again, with those ones, we make it an hour and a half, and sometimes edging towards the 2-hour mark. And as long as I've got the energy to sit and stitch, I'll sit and stitch me, you know. Oh, excuse me. So there we go. So again, on my Stitch With Me, 721 Irish says, thank you, Nicola. We asked a roofer to come and look at our roof. He never came. My neighbour, after 3 months, admitted he never finished his. So now I don't trust the owner or the roofer. The neighbour was probably getting a kickback. The last laugh wasn't on me. Yeah, we have to be careful with tradespeople, don't we? You know, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you are careful and you are choosy, you can't go wrong. It's when you are not careful and you don't, it's almost like, you know, you don't think. You really do have to think these decisions through, especially if you're going to be spending, you know, a few thousand on a project. You know, is it the right person? Is it the right thing? You know, I mean, I've got a quote from my kitchen, excuse me, but I also have a contingency plan. So if something is not right, I'm so sorry, excuse me, my throat is awful. So if something's not right and something needs to be upgraded, I have a contingency plan to cover that. You know, I've watched too many episodes of Grand Designs, and I know that having a contingency is really important. And I've saved for this and I've worked for this. And, you know, it's the first time ever in my life I've gone down I need something new. I need to spend a lot of money on it. Let's get a trade person in. So, you know. Snug with Pug. What a great username. Says, you are lovely and your work. So much love here. Ah, oh, thank you so much. That's a really lovely compliment. Thank you for that. I'm just me. Some people like me, some people don't. And, you know, if you don't like me, I can't spend time thinking about that. But I'm so glad that so many of you do and come back time and time again just to sit and listen to me ramble. And I know I do ramble. I go off at tangents and things. Keep them laughing as well. Try and keep people laughing. It's another thing of mine. The lovely Sharon comes in and says, it's lovely stitching, Nicola. You've kept me company while I was reloading my threads on my Paco. It made a real change as I was actually watching you stitch rather than just listening. I love the stitching shelf and I'm itching to start mine now. Oh, you know what I'm going to say now, Sharon, don't you? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Life is too short to have all the things. I'm being very patient and waiting for mine next year. But yeah, do all the things, lovely, do all the things. Get your stitching shelf underway. I want to know the progress. Okay. Hi, Nicola. the next comment. I'm user letters and numbers, but my name is Sue, and I'm from Florida. Hello, Sue in Florida. Lovely to have you. You and Karen, Gemma and Amy make full coverage look so easy. I'm definitely learning something new. I've been stitching and crafting since I was a kid, and I'm now 75. My first aid is Sweet Cocoa Penguin for my daughter. The bottom has lots of white on white stitches on white fabric, which is a challenge. Yep. I've tried several different styles of stitching, block, cross-country, line by line. It's getting easier. Found the section to do colours, so I'm excited to get into the picture. Your explanations are so helpful. Thanks again for your videos. You're very welcome, Sue. You know, white on white, black on white, I find very difficult as well. So white on white and black on white, especially the small accounts, I have to work really hard on. So I feel your pain with lots of white on white, but the end result will be so worth it. And I'm sure that your daughter will appreciate the time and energy and effort that you've put into this piece for her. So, yeah. Congratulations on your first Heaven and Earth design. And I look forward to hearing about your update. And I know there that you mentioned a couple of other lovely floss tubers. There's Karen, Needlebug, and Gemma, Gemma Stitches. Amy, I've probably seen her, but I can't think of a channel name at the moment. So if anyone can help, remind me. Pop it in the description, in the comment. So I need to do a camera reposition because that column is done. Oh, not quite just yet. Let's just do these stitches here in this colour. We now have the word blue. Okay. Betsy Crowther says, it was lovely to stitch with you today. Thank you for the Stitch With Me videos. I enjoy them so much and appreciate your dedication. Thank you, Betsy, and you're very welcome. There'll always be a Stitch With Me. You know, next Monday is a bank holiday, and like I said, I've planned to go to Coast with the kids. But I will still record a Stitch With Me ready for release on Wednesday. I won't do it on the Monday, I'll do it at a different time. But, you know, it's now my thing to make sure that there's plenty of content for you guys. So I love making them just as much as you love watching them. I do these and then I hand Andy my phone, and then he sends me an email, and in the emails there's a couple of attachments, and there's my videos already with a start and an end and any other fancy stuff that I want him to do. So my stomach's growling and growling and growling away. Dear oh dear. Right, so we now got some comments on my Gecko Rouge unboxing. First comment is Linda Love to Stitch, and she says, just simply, it's very beautiful. Certainly is. I just love these boxes of stitchy stuff. They make me so happy. And it's nice, I've got a few boxes now sort of sat behind me, all ready to start. Sherry 7274 says, again on my Gecko unboxing, thanks for the video, I love the new kit. Happy birthday to me. Oh yes. I mean, my birthday was in January. It's taken the kit a good 6 weeks to come. So worth the wait. Really worth the wait. Clover Stitcher, replay crew here, I'm going to have to write down your times. I love watching your videos. Videos will always be back up on the channel, whether it be a live or a stitch with me or a floss tube. It would be very unusual for me to take a video down. So yeah, they'll always be there, Clover Stitcher. So next comment is a absolutely wonderful comment, once again from the lovely Patty Miller. So you might remember on my last Chatty Stitch with me, I was kind of having a little bit of a ponder. Might have been on my last one, it might have been the one before, I can't remember. I know that her comment is against the last Stitch with me that I did. Just reposition here. But it could be from a prior video. I honestly can't remember when I commented about this. And Patty makes a wonderful point. I was talking about how, well, I was pondering how that some channels had released one video and had 5,500 views and 1,000+ subscribers. And, you know, it's taken me, you know, the better part of 3 years to get to 1,600 subs. I think it's 3 years to get to 1,600 subs. And I don't get thousands of views each video. You know, some of my Stitch with Me's do better than others, which is perfectly normal. And Patty comments the following. Hi Nicola, on the subject of your channel having less subs than some channels that haven't been in existence as long as you. At this size, you're actually able to know quite a number of the subscribers that you have. Very true. And I feel we subs are getting to know one another a bit as well. The channels that have thousands of subs really are not personal at all. I understand how this can also be a bit of an income stream for you, but your channel is much more real and relatable and inviting than most others I've found. I, for one, come back to visit with you first and your stitching second. What a beautiful thing to say, Patsy. Thank you very much. I do try and engage with you guys as viewers by doing these Stitch with Me's with comment responses. I think it's so important. If you've taken the time to write a comment on my videos, I think it's important that I take the time to acknowledge that. So that's why I do it. Yes, YouTube is a bit of an income stream. It's paying for me to go to the Big Stitch this year, which is a 2-day event, 2-day stitching event, which is quite close to me. Didn't think I was going to be able to go, but thanks to the extra revenue that I've had recently with the extra videos I've put out, I am able to use that money towards the Big Stitch. So yes, income stream. I know that there are other YouTubers who have many thousands of subscribers in the stitching world. I don't necessarily see them as being less engaged than I am, because I know that they do live streams and chat and interact in the same way that I do. Maybe the difference is that, you know, perhaps they don't react to the comments like I do in these Stitch with Me's. But that's okay, because everybody, you know, every YouTuber has their own way of, let me just sort of try and turn the brightness down start on this. No, it's not doing it. Every YouTuber has their own way of managing their channel, and what one YouTuber does, another YouTuber may not. I know that, like, for example, Darren Dizzy Stitcher has, you know, Q&A videos where he just sort of goes through all the questions in his comments rather than doing it on a stitch with me. Karen, Needlebug and Teresa Little Stitcher both regularly have live streams, or fairly regularly have live streams. So, you know, I think, you know, that it may just sort of be down to the fact that I interact perhaps slightly more on the comments than others, but I enjoy that. I feel like I get to know you guys as stitchers too. I've always said that stitching can be fairly solitary, you know, unless you know somebody sort of in real life who will sit next to you and stitch with you. It can be a fairly solitary exercise. And this for me is my way of sharing my joy of stitching. You know, it does bring me joy, it brings me pleasure, it brings me happiness. So, yeah. Just a quick mark off. Anyway, thank you for your lovely comments, Patsy. It does add perspective, which is appreciated. Sometimes you can't see wood for seeing trees, can you? So back to my lovely comments. Heather P on my gecko kit says, great choice. Yeah. Never met a gecko kit I didn't like yet. Don't get me wrong, some of the designs on the Gecko Rouge website I would never stitch. But when I find the one that's right for me, oh yes. Katinka says, I'm really looking forward to seeing this one amongst your gecko starts next year. Lovely colours. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them all. Animal Instinct says, enjoy your lovely kit. Coastal was the was the first Gecko Rouge kit I bought back in 2017 and the start of a deep, deep rabbit hole. Ah, you see, that's the danger, isn't it, with Gecko Rouge? Can definitely be a deep rabbit hole there. I remember I've spent hours looking at the site. I just love to have bottomless pockets. Unfortunately, it's not the case though, is it? Missy says, it's such a beautiful piece, so beautiful piece. Yeah, certainly is. Definitely the right choice. And Adria, again, on my Sailing Fairy stitch with me. A lovely stitch in Budapest. Lovely to stitch along with you as always. I worked on Mystic Mountain Nebula Haid. I want to try and finish this as there are only 11,500 stitches left. Go, Adria. Cheering you on for a finish. You know, 11,500 becomes 11,000, becomes 10,500, and so on and so on, and down we go. So back, oh, I just realised I'm almost slipping out of frame again. Just park this one, I think. Back on my how I store my threads. Mrs. Bobbin Lacer says, thank you, it was lovely to see a new way of storing floss. sometimes you just need a new method to give you a good idea. And it's lovely that this method has actually been taken up as well by 1 or 2 people, Clover Stitcher being one of them. And a couple of people have said in comments, oh, I think I'm going to try this, which is marvellous. Yeah, I don't see myself as a trailblazer, but clearly in that, it's ticking some boxes for some of you, which is fabulous. M Poison 5703 on Daughter of the Deep. My last chatty stitch with me with Daughter of the Deep. She says, I'm really loving the colours on this piece. It's just so gorgeous. Blue's my favourite colour, so enjoying the vibrancy a lot. Yeah, some gorgeous blues on that piece. I worked on it in my live stream. And, you know, as you're closer in, there's blues and there's greens and there's yellows that all sort of blend and melt together to make up, you know, the wonderful colours on it. And I really want to get some good progress done on her. And working in that 80 by 80 block, just sort of within the hoop space, is just perfect for me as well. So, yeah. So, a couple of comments on my live. Kathy Dunsmore says that she can hear me. I always ask first off, can you hear me? You're never 100% with lives, you know, are you able to be heard? And then Sharon Fennell says, sorry I missed the live. I was at the Essex Needles Retreat. I knew it was going on, and I knew you were there, Sharon. It was my first full retreat and was brilliant. I'm going to the Big Stitch event, and I hope to meet you there. Well, I haven't booked my ticket yet, but I should be doing that probably later today. It would be lovely. I'm not sure if I'll be able to join again next week as away. However, I will watch on catch up. That's absolutely fine, Sharon. No problem at all. Catch up will always be there. And I hope you have a lovely time away. Please, please don't ever, any of you, worry that if you're not able to join my live, that I will somehow think any less of you, because I won't. I know and understand and get that people have lives to lead. And you come and join in when you can. Of course, you're missed, but you will come and join in when you can. That's the nice thing about the live streams. Mermaid's Cove on my Gecko Rouge kit says, so many beautiful colours. Yep. And then she also comments, happy stitching on my Nadia Strokina sailing fairy stitch along that I did as well. And I will leave the comments there, because the next section of comments is from my floss tube that only went out a couple of days ago, so I shall allow for some more comments. I also put out a stitch with me of my night cafe this week too. So do please keep your comments coming. As I said, it's great to interact and respond to them, and I'm getting to know many of you by what you share with me in the comments. I get to know what you're stitching on. I get to know your successes, your finishes. I also get to know that you're my friends, and that's wonderful. So I think we've probably got another 10ish minutes. So we'll see. Oh, my stomach's still growling. We will see how much we can get done in that time. Already done more than a couple of 100 stitches, so that's good. I will also take this opportunity to talk about what's upcoming this next week. So I will do a live stream on Easter Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Beg your pardon, UK time. The project on the table, or on the frame, should I say, will be Envy. And then in the coming week, I'll be doing an ASMR stitch with me with She Sleeps. I'll be working on Stitching Shelf. The Lord of the Rings stained glass comes out for an alternative stitch with me. And then on next Sunday, so Sunday week for the live, Sailing Fairy will be out for a spin. Get some more of her lovely jewel colours done. So I have a packed week. I'm obviously still going to try and get some stitches in on my princess, and I will also be working on model stitches, try and get some sent back next week. Again, obviously, as you guys will know, the model stitches are creating revenue as well. So, but that revenue is going towards my new kitchen. And I've also got to do some, it's amazing how much we can get in kitchen cupboards. I have to empty my kitchen cupboards ready for the kitchen fitters, and just sort of put really bare essentials in there. So I've got that job to start as well, and I'm pretty sure that Andy and the girls will help with that. Be nice to get shut of the tired old kitchen, have something new, bright, light and modern. I absolutely cannot wait. We've decided as well that this year we're not going to bother with a family holiday. We will focus on having several days out rather than, like a week away, because really, with the expense of what I'm doing on the home front, because I need to buy, obviously, the kitchen and get that fitted, but I also need to buy a couple of new appliances. I think, to go on holiday as well would be a stretch too far. So we've decided on, just have some focused days out, go to particular places, but it still obviously creates, downtime for us, which is great. The cat is down. Need to have something to eat, and now she's going into her. You can hear some scratching, banging sound. It's a litter box. Gee, thanks, cat. Give me another job to do. Hello. What are you doing? She's looking at me, jingling a bell, scratching at herself. She's been coming sitting snuggling with me lately, and very often in the morning Andy will come downstairs first and he'll feed her, and I'll still be sort of in bed, checking the news and the weather and what have you, Facebook kind of thing, and she'll come and have a snuggle on the bed with me, curl up next to me, purr away. And in an evening like last night, she come and sat next to me, cuddled up, purring away. She's never really been a lap cat. But she will occasionally come and be affectionate. It has to be very much on her terms. Okay, let's have a mark off. Done quite well this morning. Almost 300 stitches, which is good so far. Another 10 and I'll be at 300. I think that might be a good juncture as well. Well, if I end up with 10 confetti stitches now, could take a while, couldn't it? Somebody's outside the wind. Just hear him in the near distance. Let's connect this park thread. I know you can't see it again. Okay. Gives me another stitch anyway. Okay. And with these two stitches just being finished, makes my 300 stitches. So I'm quite happy with that. So I will round off my video with my usual reminders. 3 videos coming up on your screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a moment to have a look. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video and add a comment. I always love to see and read your comments and share them. Please do join me for my regular schedule. So Tuesdays I release a floss tube. On Wednesdays and Fridays it's a Stitch With Me, which rotates between ASMR style, alternative, which is with music, and chatty, like this one. And then on a Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. UK time, I have a live stream. And if you can join me for that, it would be very much appreciated. So thank you all very much indeed for watching. Do take care, happy stitching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.